people will get shocked. I mean, when I bought my first house, I was earning 2,005.
2,500.
Yeah. And I bought my house at Tema for 70,000.
Okay.
My bond was 800.
How do I make sure I buy a proper house? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to just spend my money on into that people are not going to come and rent.
Okay, but right now, what is a proper house? Maybe
Exactly.
let me ask you.
Yeah.
There's no such a
the environment.
No,
you
there's
know.
let me tell you, there's no such a thing as a proper house. Is this property for you, or is this property for business?
Okay.
You know,
Sure.
I'm like, it's for business. Then from there, if the property is for business, then you cannot look at property like you're looking for you. Do you understand? A property that you would look at and a property that your customer would be looking at is two different. So therefore, it's important to identify who are you selling to.
Okay.
So can I buy a house without money? If you're saying you can buy a house with 2.5, can I buy a house without money?
I have a cousin of mine who was earning about 8,500, and he was saying to me, no, I cannot afford to buy a house and this and that. People will get shocked. I mean, when I bought my first house, I was earning 2,005.
2,500.
Yeah. And I bought my house at Tema for 70,000.
Okay.
My bond was 800. Do you understand? So now,
Life was cheap back then, Mos.
yeah?
Life was
No,
cheap
but that's
back
the
then.
thing. Even now,
Same thing.
even now you can do it. Do you understand? Let's make an example. I love being critical.
Yeah.
Let me open up Property 24. So now, the reason I was telling you the story about him.
Yeah.
He said he cannot afford, and this is not long time.
Okay.
I mean, we had this discussion, I think it was last year.
Sure.
We had a discussion to say, listen, he wants to buy, he says he cannot afford to buy a car. And he cannot afford to buy a house. But I was like, how much are you earning? He says, I'm earning 8,500. I'm like, earning a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Why are you saying you cannot do that? Do you understand? I'm like, what's the problem? The problem is that one, you stay in the suburb, and your father works for in SOE, so therefore who you've got a plate and clean.
Oh.
Okay.
So therefore, by virtue of that, knowing that you've got a plate and clean, so your level of hunger is not as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
But right now, if ever you were to calculate, we actually did the example. Let me make an example. Okay, let's say I'll put Zakan. Yeah.
Okay.
You can put any township or whatever. Okay, let's say Zakan. So now Zakan in total right now there's about 118 properties that are being sold.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
And at this point in time, I'm on Property 24. Look at the cheapest house. It's 250,000.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is just it's a gun. So let's change location. Now let me remove it. Let me do let me just do Gauteng. So and search. In Gauteng it says Property 24, we've got 104 properties that are currently being sold. Let's go to the lowest and check. Okay, it's gonna show us Zama auction. So now you realize to say sometimes, guys, information is power.
Sure.
Okay.
And sometimes it's the power that we're not willing to think. Okay, wait, is this rental or is this sale? Let me just check. Okay, to buy. Yeah. So, but now you realize to say if ever you were to do a deep search, there are opportunities that you could get. At fraction of the price.
Sure.
So now, even with the simple property that we saw at Zakane, it's 250. So tell me, to buy Indlu or to pay Bondi 250, how much is the bond amount?
We're looking at a K maybe. A K.
1,000 rand per month.
Yeah. No. Yeah, 1,000 is a bit low.
It's a bit low.
Yeah, it's a bit low. So now, for a thing for a property that is worth, okay, simple thing. I'll show you something else. So now, there's vacant land or plot in Hammanskraal. Look at how much this plot is. Tell your viewers.
I can't see.
Let me see. It's 48,000.
48,000. A piece of land. Do you understand?
Yeah.
In Hammanskraal.
48,000.
48,000. Do you understand? So now, but reality is, there's another one, Hammanskraal, 443 square meters. Look at how much is this. Look at this.
It's 55,000.
55,000.
55,000.
Yes. Yeah. I'm doing this exercise practically now while
Yeah.
do you understand?
Yeah.
So now reality is then there's an RDP house in Mabopani, 2-bedroom. Look at how much this RDP house is.
70,000.
70,000.
70,000.
So yeah, the only difference, it doesn't have windows.
Yeah.
In a little
Okay,
you understand?
sure.
So reality is you can go buy second-hand windows
Yeah.
and
Sure.
put in. Do you understand? So you can go buy a second-hand door and put in. Paint this thing. You see the plastering and everything, it's really a face brick on the outside. It's still fine. Do you understand? So therefore, then from there, you've got what? You've got a house. You know? And guess what? You can even subdivide it, put one door on this side, one door this side, and you have tenants that pays 1,000, that pays 1,000. Do you understand? So therefore, you've got what? 2,000.
So can I buy a house without money? If you're saying you can buy a house with 2.5, can I buy a house without money?
So now, I'll answer that. You know, so it's different, and you saw here. There's Boss Plus. There's different places that you could literally get properties cheap. Do you understand? But unfortunately, we're not out there looking. Facebook Marketplace. Do you know how many township properties I've bought from Facebook Marketplace? Do you understand? So now, the only difference with that is that some of these houses, you know, maybe Guasigwa, there's no title deed. Do you understand? Which is perfectly okay. Do you understand? So, they've got ownership certificate, but not a title deed because it's still not yet an official township.
Sure.
That has been cut, you know. And others, they've got a title deed. Do you understand? So in a property that for 250,000, do you understand? The bond is anything from 1,008, you know, to 2,008. Do you understand? Depending on the interest rate that you've gotten.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Right now, I can tell you now for free, ne? To say a month yandlula, ungazi ukuthi what you did with 2,000.
Sure.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it can happen.
True.
Do you understand? So now imagine, do you know my township where I come from? Ne? A Whiteville. Properties there, they're 200 and something square meters.
Okay.
The property that I bought in Guatemala, it was 190 square meters. Do you understand? This property in Mabopane is 443.
Yo, that's twice
more,
as
yeah.
big.
That's twice as big. Do you understand? Right now, I can tell you now, there's someone in Mabopane, in social, or in Dujua somewhere or whatever, sitting in some township or in some village. Do you understand? That is not looking for property in their area. Do you understand? For me, I don't come from Guatemala. The first time I was in Guatemala, it was when I went to go see my house.
Oh.
Do you understand? After I bought that house, after it registered in my name, me going there, I got lost. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because I've never been
there.
in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Me being there, I remember at the time, you know, I got to this house, you know, mokhona umkhukhu ngaphandle bathengisa imbamba. Do you
Okay,
understand?
yeah.
So I remember my girlfriend at the time when they came to see the house, they asked me, Maro uting in. You know, I was so worried, I thought I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And guess what? Fast forward years later, I sold that property for 320,000.
Sure. When you had bought it for how much?
For 70.
Ah.
Do you understand? And guess what? It already had a room. It had a room, a garage outside. You know, the garage, the only thing, they didn't have a door. So I just put garage door and I painted it,
Nice.
plastered,
Yeah.
you know, and what's and some of these things, I did them over time.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So reality is, the reason I'm telling you these things is because sometimes, guys, we need to be practical. You know this thing of wearing a suit or wanting to be saying I'm going to Sentin and this and that. Do you understand? So it really is nothing. It's something that is putting unnecessary pressure on us. If you just look at your surrounding to say what you could do, and are you willing to go to another town? I mean, I went to a township I don't know to buy a house. Do you understand? Because that's where I could get it cheaper. And for me, I didn't want to be like the guys, you know, that come from a Gaslam that once they get a job, they buy a car and build a stop nonsense. No, not even buy. Build a stop nonsense or build them rooms. Do you understand? And put flat screens, TVs, and this and this. They don't because I've got a room. Because I grew up in Kukwin, so I wanted to change the situation. I wanted to have a house.
Okay.
Do you understand? And that's why before I could even buy a car, I bought a house. Do you understand? So now I did this exercise with this cousin of mine, you know, and he really saw, and I even said to say, what business do you have wanting to go finance a car? Do you understand?
You don't have a
You
house.
you could save. Do you understand? You could save and pay, even if you could say maybe this year. Do you understand? I'll save 5,000, or I'll save 3,000. Do you understand? You know, reality is you can buy a car at 10,000. You can buy a car at 20,000. Do you understand? The only problem it will be mechanically whatever. Do you understand? And even simple thing, we're living in South Africa. Do you understand? There's salvage cars. You know, when a car has an accident now. Do you understand? So and it gets written off.
Okay.
Guess what? They're going to sell that car.
Yeah.
You know, the insurance writes off that car and it goes to sell it to a salvage house. Do you understand? And right now, to a salvage house, they sell it as it is. There's people that go there because they're buying that car for parts, and there's people that they buy those cars to what you know, to
Refurbish and
you know,
resell,
to fix them.
Yeah.
Do you understand? My first car. Do you understand? I've never had car finance in my life. I drive beautiful cars. Do you understand? But now it's different. Now I buy cars from factories, you know, and different. Do you understand? So now you realize to say, you know, just like now, simple thing, you find Urbar Ialapaya, you know, Batingsa, what brands and this. The only problem with those jeans, you know, I remember there's a point in time. Remember, Levi's jeans will be popular. It's because it loop A1, you know, Ipumila, or the pocket is not stitched properly. So now they failed quality assurance. Do you understand? Then from there, they'd go sell, you know, they'd have someone selling those clothes at a fraction of the price. Do you understand? Do you know simple thing? Woolies, you know, do you know how much Woolies sells foods, right? Yeah. Do you know food that they remove from the shelves? Do you understand? Here in Isando, there's a company that takes that food, opens to the market, people come buy them at fraction of the price. So now you could imagine to say, if ever there's clothes like that, as we made in them, that you could buy them at a fraction of the price because I in a loop. Now there's food places that sell clothes, you know, at the fraction of the price. Then there's cars as well that you could buy at fraction of the price. There's houses as well.
There's everything
that you could buy at fraction of the price. So literally there's everything on earth that you could buy at fraction of the price because
of that one thing.
But how do I make sure I buy a proper house? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to just spend my money on into that people are not going to come and rent.
Okay, but right now, what is a proper house? Maybe
Exactly,
let me ask you. There's no such a...
The environment.
No, let me tell you, there's no such a thing as a proper house. Let me make an example. There's a man of God, Pastor Ntuli, you know, that got me into property. I remember when I wanted to get into property at the time, I was looking at, you know, the different, you know, properties, expensive properties and the likes and whatever. And he asked me, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking for property. I want to get into property like you. And he says, but then why are you looking at these properties? You know, I'm like, no, because those are I want a proper house. You know? And he says, you say the most powerful thing, is this property for you? Or is this property for business?
Okay.
You know? I'm like, it's for business. Then from there, if the property is for business, then you cannot look at property like you're looking for you. Just a property that you would look at and a property that, you know, your customer would be look at is two different. So therefore it's important to identify who are you selling to.
Okay.
Do you understand? Who's your target market? Who's your needs? Do you understand? And he says to me, he was speaking about himself at the time. He says, my target market is foreigners. You know, because when they come into the country, they don't have a place to stay.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I need to service that market because no one is servicing it.
Okay.
Do you understand? And he says right now, so therefore I buy into areas where they like staying. You know, and for them, they don't care if this place has got a tile or it doesn't. The question, does it have a roof?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Can we go in and lock ourselves? Can we go in and cook? Can we do this and this and that? And he says, some of the houses that I buy, I don't even need to fix them. But I have some of the most worst houses, you know, that are giving me 20,000, 30,000 and whatever. To say, to someone else, it's small money. Ne? But look at this 20,000, 10,000, 30,000. You know, let's say now you've got 5 of them. Do you understand? They give you different amounts. Or let's say they all give you 10,000. That's 50,000.
Sure.
How many people are working today that are not making 50,000?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Oh.
Do you
So, but
understand?
how
do
do
you know
I-
what's the average salary price in South Africa?
How
The
much?
average salaries. So the average salaries in South Africa, do you understand? They range anything from 4.5,
Okay.
you know, to 14,000.
Ha.
Those are average.
Average.
Hey.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's why even from a tax point of view, the minute you are over a certain threshold, the tax regards you rich, because there's few people that earn at that level.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So reality, we tend to sit here and think to say a lot of people are making money. Not a lot of people are making. Very few people are making money. So that's why I'm shocked when sometimes girls are looking for guys that are moneyed. You know, that are doing this and this and this and like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you could call our sisters and put them in one room to say,
Yeah.
let's look at the statistics.
Sure.
You know, you want a guy that has his own place, that is driving, that is this and this and this
Sure.
and this.
How
The criteria
many?
that you're looking
Yeah.
at, how many are they?
Is that 1%?
It's that 1%. Do you understand? And then now the problem is that that's what, in that 1%, he'll date 10 of them. Because they all agree fits the criteria.
Yeah.
And all our sisters are looking for this person. Do you understand? So now you look at that. You look at that context. I mean, right now we sitting on 41% of unemployment.
Yeah.
You know, and amongst that 41% of unemployment, there's still people there, do you understand, that have lost hope in looking for jobs.
Yeah.
They've gone to interviews, they've done this, they've done this, they've done that.
They've
Do you
given
understand?
up.
And that's why others, from a point of accessibility, they get into criminality.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Sometimes they get into criminality because of this girlfriend who's putting pressure on you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So to say, if ever sometimes we would become realistic with some of this, we'd realize to say, guys, we are a small number. There's few quality men, do you understand, that are out there, you know, and that are thinking. So that's why for me, it's important to understand, to say, where are you in life? Do you understand? And be able to look, obviously, for what suits you. Do you understand? Reality is, coming to your question, there's no such a thing as a good property. Do you understand?
Sure.
So reality is, if ever you need to decide you want to get into property, do you understand? So if ever you want to get into property, what did you want to get into property as? If you're getting into property as an investor, think like an investor. Do you understand? The beauty about property, it's something that I teach on my property program, is that the beauty about property is that property you can maximize.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
You can maximize. You can take a property. I mean, like I was showing you that RDP.
Yeah.
It's a bad property. I have a window.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It doesn't have doors. But the beauty about property is that I
Yeah, sure.
doesn't go off.
Sure.
Do you understand? I can go buy that thing for 70,000. Guess what? For me, my what I could do there, I get patrao. You know,
Yeah, patrao.
patrao, come put door, come plaster, come paint. If ever I don't have patrao, I'll paint
do
myself.
some. Yeah.
Do you understand? You can go now. You know, houses that are being demolished and whatsoever. There's people that are buying that second hand, window frames,
Yeah.
doors, and whatsoever. Do you understand? When we live here,
Yeah.
let's go to my car. I want to show you what's in my car right now.
Okay.
What I've just came from picking up.
Sure.
Do you understand? So to say, there's always someone selling, you know. And right now, you can buy those windows, a window for 20 rand, for 30 rand, or whatever. Even if it's a thing, you'll put glass later when you have money. Do you understand? And from the patrao puts, window for you, puts door for you. Then from there you paint. You say, patrao, cut the wall here. Let's build a wall here. We make a bedroom here. We make a bedroom here. Half of the time in the RDP areas and whatever, the toilets are outside.
Sure.
Do you understand? So then you put one person, two tenants. One tenant can come this side, another tenant can come the other side. Do you understand? And right now, reality is, because of this, not much, and somebody else could rather stay in an RDP and pay 2,000 or 1,005 than stay a Romania and pay 1,005. Do you understand?
Sure.
So even if, let's say now, okay, we bought in that condition for 70,000, we got Patrao, he did all of that, and we decide to sell it. We can sell it 150, we can sell it for 200.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Reality is, who will give you that? No one. Do you understand? If you're building longevity, do
Yeah.
you understand? You could be collecting those 1,000, 5,000, it's 3,000 over a time. And guess what? You go to the bank and you say, bank, I've got 3,000 that I earn every month.
Every month.
There's the 3,000. Now I want to buy a bond.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Or I want to buy another house. Give me 100,000, bank.
Sure.
Why would the bank not give you? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So hypothetically speaking, then hey, let's cut that off.
Yeah.
You know, you asked me about if ever you need money.
You don't have money, can
to
you
buy
for free?
property.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have. Then guess what? You learn what I know. You know how to structure deals, how to look at good properties, how to whatever. Then you go, you get to those properties. Guess what? You start looking for people like me, investors, people that buy property. Do I have time to go to Soch? I don't have.
Yeah.
Do I have time to go to Tembisa, Alex, and whatever? I don't have. I've got board meetings that I need to be going to. I'm flying in and out of the country. I've got this and that. But if ever you call me and you say to me, Teboho, listen,
Sure.
I've got this property in Alex,
Sure.
you know, that I got. Do you understand? I've got an offer to purchase that
Yeah.
has been accepted. You know, this property, it's zoned like this. The stand is 443 square meters. Like you saw,
Yeah.
you can put rooms, maybe Z10, Z whatever. This property could potentially give you 50,000 a month or could give you 30,000 a month. Do you understand? Can I sell the deal to you?
Sure.
Do you understand? So therefore, and what I'm gonna look at your numbers. No, your numbers make sense. How much do you want? He says, no, the owner wants 70,000 for this property, but give me 400. Did you take out money? No, you didn't. Now I give you 100. You take your 70,000. Maybe even negotiate it to say, no,
No,
let's make it
50.
65
Yeah.
or 50. Do you understand? So for me, I've got a ready to kick project. If I'm
Sure.
busy, then I would say, okay, no, listen, let's get into the project with you. And I'll give you the money when I make the project happen. Then we'll share profits. Do you understand? So it's a skill set. I've got people that have came or have joined my property programming. Imali yokugcina, chief. But last money.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Sure.
And I've taught them that. Do you understand? So I hear people out there, they're saying they teach people property. Chief, you know, try me. Try me. Do you understand? So simple, and I'm glad that these things are coming out because I think with what we've shared, it's
Yeah.
going to provoke someone sitting at home
Yeah,
to say, you know what, I'm
98.
sleeping on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So because sometimes it just requires you to have the courage to take the step.
Sure.
Do you understand? It just requires you to take the courage to say, you know what, I'm going to do this. Do you understand?
Sure.
And actually do it. And it could actually change your life.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen people's lives transform. You know,
Sure.
I've got no business staying where I stay. I've got no business driving the cars I drive. Do you understand? But one thing that I am able to always be grateful for is that God has given me the ability to become curious. You know, God has given me the ability and the edge to want to learn. Yeah, and that's why right now I've always gone out of my way to learn. You know, and that's why, like I've said, I've never had car finance. Do you understand? So, and now I get to play in the property space, which I'm very much privileged to.
Sure.
Do you understand? To say, now I play at property on different levels of property. Do you understand? Right now, I'm talking from a lower point of view because I want us to be able to relate with your viewers, to someone that is sitting at home, because this is the people that we're trying to get to. Do you understand? But find me in the boardroom, find me speaking property at a different level, you'll be surprised as well. Do you understand? But reality is, I wouldn't have been there if ever I didn't start.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So now you see there's no such a thing as a good property. You make a property good. Do you understand? You make a property a good property. Do you understand? And if your property and your product is good, there's no way no one would want to live in it.
Sure.
Do you understand? I've got property in some of the dingiest places. But guess what? I've got people staying there. I could live there myself. Do you understand? And guess what? The people are willing to pay. You know, because remember, it's not everyone that could afford to stay in Sandton, that can afford to stay in Bryanston, or that can do whatever. But guess what? They work that side. They want to stay there because for them to move from Tema, to move from Davidton, to move from Attridgeville, it's far. So they'd rather stay there. And guess who fits that market? Me.
So people shouldn't justify poverty.
No, it shouldn't justify poverty. You understand? I think the only thing that I think we must encourage people to say, hold on to your hope. Hold on to faith. Because reality is, for the fact that government and the news or media can say in the 41% of unemployment, there's people that have lost hope. It means they're no longer applying.
Yeah.
How are they surviving? And that's why the dependency on grants. That's why the dependency on government.
Sure.
That's why they're this and that. Do you understand? And now, for me, if ever then someone can come out of the country, come to South Africa with no place to stay, not even knowing your language, do you understand? But 2, 3 years or 5 years later, they're driving a car you'll never drive. What are they seeing that you're not seeing?
Yeah.
That's why when I pray for myself, I say, God, help me see what others do not see. Do you understand? Because they are seeing something. Right now, in the township, so people, they're always smoking. They're always high.
Yeah.
With what? But they're not working. Do you understand? And let me tell you, those people, they will work for them to able to get a smoke.
Yeah.
So now the question is, are you out hustled by a Nyaupe person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Continue.
do you understand? So
Sure.
it's something like that you realize to say, we sometimes look at big things, whereas with small things that we could really conquer life, we could really get something going.
So, Mr. Teboho, how do we deal with information overload? Information overload. Because once I search, and how do I discern that this is the right one? This
So
one is not
I'll
the
make an
right
example.
one? Sure.
I've had people, information overload it's a real issue, and now we've been worse in the time of AI.
Yeah.
So, and that's why now it's gonna get to a point where before the one with the most information will be the highest paid, right?
Yes.
And now we've got so much information. The one who will be highest paid, it will be the one who's able to surf out information to say what's real information, what is not.
Sure.
So I've had people that say, "Oh, I know you are expensive. Your program is expensive. It's fine. I'll look at Google." I'm like, no, go
cool.
ahead.
Yeah.
Go to Google. Do you understand? Because I know Google has got information overhead.
Sure.
And right now, from that information overload, would you be able to decipher? This is good information. This is bad information. That's where people that specialize come in. Do you understand? To say in the midst of information. Do you understand? So be surrounded by people that specialize, so that you're able to give a call and be able to seek counsel, right? Where you need to seek counsel and where you need to get in advice. I think I've realized for me that is the most important thing, so because if you know what you are asking, do you understand? So people are much better to be able to explain it to you or put it into perspective than you not knowing.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And that's why for me, I always say I make it my business to know my business. Do you understand? When I'm an accountant, I speak like an accountant. When I'm with whatever, do you understand? I speak. So for me, I've made it a point to know the different information and be able to decipher this works for me, where this doesn't. Okay. And where I do not know, I seek expertise. Do you understand? And if I need to pay, I pay. Do you understand? To get coached into if this, from the information you say all of this is crap, but this one, is key. And that's why even in what I teach, I give you information behind information. Reality is, let's go to the social media now. How many people are claiming to be, property gurus or experts or whatever? Do you understand? But now, from the contract, as big as my title did, let's see.
Sure.
Zaka.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So others, are good in packaging and, do you understand, information, but not actually doing. Do you understand? Then from there, there's others that execute, that show results.
Sure.
I get it from me. The Bible says, study and show yourself approved.
Okay.
So for me, if ever you are unable to bear fruit, how do I follow you? So it's really things like that to say, identify, to say, I think the ability to decipher, to say what is crap and what is good information is key.
Sure.
Do you understand? And for me, I always look at good information. I always look at the story behind the story. That's why whether I'm in the boardroom talking,
No, it's okay.
I'm in the boardroom talking or I'm wherever, do you understand? I'll always give people that aha moment. Or I'll provoke them to want to go back to say, he said this, he said that. Do you understand? Because for me, I I'm a sucker for self-development. You know, I learn, and learning is not all about going to school. You know, I read, you know, I watch videos, I ask questions. You know, I'm a curious someone generally, and I think that has helped me greatly.
Mr. Teboho, thank you so much. I just pray we can have a part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, when you invite me, guys, I'll definitely honor the invite.
Thank you so much.
I hope it was a good one.
Yeah,
And thank you for having me.
Thank you for blowing our minds.
Sure.
Thank you for blowing our minds.
Yeah.
Thank you for the golden nuggets.
No, it's a
Where can people find you?
I'm on all social media platforms. It's at Teboho Nthoana. Just my name and surname. I don't have
Fancy.
My name and surname.
Sure.
I'm very easy to find. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I'm on YouTube as well. Yeah, which is mainly I've got content where I get to share or I post some of the wisdom that I think I've shared over the different platforms. It's Teboho Nthoana as well across all the platforms. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We need more content from you. So if you can open up and revive your YouTube channel as well, I think people will be.
No, definitely. No, let's talk about it and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sure.